Hi everybody, welcome back to our channel. If it's your first time here, welcome. My name is Mel and this is my awesome, loving, real hairy dog Toddy. She's filling in for Adine currently. And we're back with another edition of What Sold This Weekend. It was a very light sales weekend for us. That was expected. We took the weekend off. We even took down some listings. So we're gonna go over everything that sold and then kind of explain what our reasoning was behind doing that. Let's get into it.
Dog. Good girl. I think she makes a pretty good fill-in for me.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know how, like, her packing skills, I don't know if they're as good as mine because she doesn't have thumbs and stuff, but like the whole, like, looking at the camera and being all pretty and hairy.
I know what's to do.
Good girl. She's been watching us for so long, she knows exactly what to do.
Yeah.
For the first time on camera, we can say that we are full-timers. We own our own e-commerce business, primarily selling through eBay, a little bit on Poshmark, Etsy, and Facebook, and soon to come, many things on Amazon. So let's start off by talking about why we decided to take down over 100 listings.
Yeah, it was a really big clear out weekend. We took out our spreadsheet and we sorted everything by the longest it's been sitting to the newest. And that's how we determined what to take down. And there was quite a few that were over 500 days.
Yeah, so over 400 days or 500 days, we just got rid of all these items, and vast majority of them, we've already lowered the price to the point where we were okay with the profit, and the profit was between $5 and $12 or so. We did leave some items that we still had some room to negotiate and bring down the value.
That's right. So those listings had already been adjusted to the point where it was more beneficial for us to see if we could make some quick cash, no fees at the garage sale, and then otherwise just donate it, because there's also that mental strain of carrying over inventory for that long.
Yeah, and that the mental strain is important to think about. It's because just because it's already been processed and inventoried and put it away doesn't mean it's gone. And if you have items, like look at your own store, look at yourself right now, and if you have a lot of items that are just sitting not selling, you need to do something about it because it's going to make you feel better. Mentally, it's a strain when you have hundreds of items listed but they're not selling at a rate that you want them. There's clearly something wrong with those items. The price, the sell-through rate, the demand, the condition, the photos, the titles, etc.
Right, and every month, at least on eBay, you're paying that relisting fee. So the longer and longer it sits, even if you sell it for a decent profit, you're not really seeing that every single month eat into it as well, like the 30 cents, 30 cents, 30 cents, and that can add up.
Right. Yeah, and so for us, like, we know we have so much brand new, like, awesome inventory that we know is going to sell super fast. You know, average sales price is going to be much higher, a lot of the stuff we took down was stuff that we listed literally when we got started roughly 19 months ago. So it's just time to move on. So
yeah, it felt good. Like when you clear out your closet personally and send a bunch to the donate. So it just feels good. And it clears up a lot of inventory space for us, which we need, as Adine said, to put the more desirable inventory there.
Yeah, and this change really did reflect in our weekend numbers. Like Mona mentioned at the beginning of the video, you know, this is a fairly light weekend. I mean, we haven't listed anything from Thursday through Sunday, and that reflects our numbers. Typically, what we like to do is get a lot of processing done on Friday, list 25, 30 things Friday night, and then have that continuous awesome weekend. And obviously that didn't happen this weekend, and that's perfectly fine.
That was a calculated decision on our part. We knew what the consequence of not putting that time in on Friday was, but it was Adine's last day working for somebody else. And we had a lot of other family celebrations as well. So we just decided to sort of take this weekend as a complete reset, have the garage sale, spend time with our family, and then come back as full-time resellers and hit the ground running then.
For sure. So let's get into all the items that sold this weekend. We'll go through the numbers at the end. I do want to apologize. If you did watch our last What Sold video, we totally forgot to take out fees. So I think the gross sales were like 1,900. So fees were probably, was it 19? I think it was
around there. I think what we said net was like $9.98.
Yeah, so take off roughly $200 off of that for fees.
Right.
So My apologies, our apologies. This time around, we're not going to forget to take out the fees at the end. Let's get started.
So we're gonna knock out shoes first. Big surprise, I know. We had 5 pairs sell over this weekend and a really good one. We'll start with that. So these sold really fast. Almost as soon as we listed them, we started getting offers. And we took an offer on Posh for $80 for these. Now remember, we have an average of $6 into these shoes, so that was a great return from us. We took that, and it was a great shoe sale to start the weekend. These are also Posh. These are really fun. They're Cole Haans, they're Oxford style, and they're just a really cute colorway, purple and pink. These sold for full price on Posh for $45. So I originally did get an offer of $35 for these as soon as they had listed, and that was a really good offer. I did counter at $40 and had been sort of kicking myself for that, but when they sold for full price, I was vindicated, so I was very happy that they sold for full price. These are excellent condition hiking shoes. It is the season. People are starting to hit their trails more, start to think about camping, longer hikes, day trips, things like that. And these are just, I mean, possibly never worn. We always list them as pre-owned because unless we know for sure, we don't want to take the chance and say that they're new. But all like new condition, and we took an offer of $29 on Posh for these. These are just basic athletic shoes, Adidas, good treads, clean, nothing too crazy about them. These also sold for $29 on Posh. These are also like new condition, very clean, which is great when you get these lighter colored shoes. There's no staining except just a little bit on the bottoms, but sides are very bright white, no real nicking on the sides. These sold for $40, free shipping on eBay. And that'll do it for shoes. Some very solid sales there, but again, only 5 pairs this weekend. Dean's gonna come back and he's gonna cover the next category.
So I'm gonna do toys and one random item. The first one is actually from one of you guys, someone that supports us. So we really do appreciate this. It's just a little Hot Wheels car that sold, and you left a nice note, so I'd like to read it. It says, "Congratulations on going full-time, love your videos, and decided to spend my eBay bucks supporting your store." Thank you so much. So this little Hot Wheels toy is going out to Jackie. Jackie, thank you so much. We really appreciate that. That's really nice of you. Other toys that sold this weekend, this GeoTrack sold. This is Lightning McQueen with the remote. We paid $130 for 2 bundles, so the total cost for all the GeoTracks that we've sold so far is $130, and this one piece by itself sold for $35 with free shipping, and this will ship most likely first class for like $5.50, if not then for $8 USPS priority. So obviously a great sale. We're already in the profit, which is awesome, and we have a huge lot for like 175 listed and a couple more smaller items. Next up, a original Nintendo video game. This is Hudson's Adventure Island. Not a super valuable or rare game, just a really good seller. It took about a month and a half or so to sell for $18 free shipping. We have about $1 into it from a video game bulk buy. Another Heath Kit manual sold. So about 3 or 4 weeks ago now, we went to an estate sale. We actually bought one of the units that already sold. That was a great flip for us. And then we got a whole stack of these manuals for 25 cents each, and this is like the 4th or 5th one that's sold so far for $25. It's $3 to ship this thing medium mail. So awesome margins on these. Super happy that they're going at a pretty good rate. Next up is this Care Bear. This is a limited edition 25th anniversary Care Bear. This little fella, brand new, sealed in box now. It's sold for $50 with free shipping, and shipping is going to be about $15, which is what we figured into it. If you're interested how we offer free shipping, we're going to link below our free shipping model video. It goes through about 1,500 data points and explains all the reasons why we do free shipping. Anyways, this came from a private buy. We have a gentleman that buys out storage units, and once in a while he gets a hold of us and we go and shop him. Paid about $10 for it. It's a really nice profit margin. If the box was in a better condition, we would have definitely asked a little bit more, but there's a little bit of damage around it. So for a collector, You know, I'm not sure, right, if this is a collector or maybe a toy or a gift, but regardless, nice to get a nice bulky sale out of the way. The last one I'm going to cover, speaking of bulky, this Wii Fit sold. It does come with the game. It's used in the original box. We have $15 into it. And it's sold for $55 with free shipping. And it's the size of a DVD VCR combo unit. And we have the perfect boxes for those that we bought on Amazon. So super happy again to see this one go. We did just buy a bunch more Wii Fit boards and games to resell. So we're going to get those into our store soon. Back to Melinda. She's going to cover some parts, housewares, a couple of odds and ends, and then at the end, women's clothing. This guy.
So I'm going to go over household goods. This is a category that we have a lot of success in. This is our bread and butter area. Juicer parts, coffee makers, pots and pans, always. Things like that people just really use on a regular basis, either replacement parts or just the whole parts in general. And we have a few examples of those this weekend. This is just a juicer lid. It's off a Sensio juicer. We took pictures of the whole thing and then realized it sold better, so then we took pictures of all the parts. We have $1 into this lid and it sold for $29. Another lid, this is for a food processor. This is for the Le Moulin. Idine's gonna pop it up. So it's for that food processor, and we have $2 into this, and it sold for $28. So this whole unit together sells better together. It's a Breville juicer, has the manual in there as well. It's complete, and so it makes sense to check and see how they sell. I picked it up for $40 on Facebook Marketplace, and it sold quickly for $120 shipped. This is just a simple Mr. Coffee. It's a bean grinder. It's a Burr bean grinder. There's electric and then by Burr. Apparently there's a difference. We sat on this for a long time. Adine brought it home, brought it into the room, and it sat there and sat there. And we thought it was going to sell better as parts, but then I couldn't figure out how to get it apart. So I just got sick of it being in this room, cleaned it, and it sold very quickly. We didn't even inventory it for $35 shipped. We have $5 into this. As far as everything I just showed you, it's not hard to ship, which is another reason we like household goods. They're pretty straightforward. We just use a lot of bubble wrap, make sure it's secure, make sure there's no wiggle in boxes, find a box that fits it well, and that's it. There's really nothing to it. The last thing that I'm going to cover is this Black Angus. It's a Pizzelle sandwich grill, which is like a thin, I think, Danish cookie. I may be wrong on that, but I think I'm also right. So I saw just the unit sitting on the shelf for $9, but I couldn't find the plug to it. So I was looking and looking, and the box was sitting somewhere else under some random piece of, I don't know, probably a pot or pan that wasn't worth anything. So, I mean, that ups the value when you have the box with it as well. So that worked out well. $9 into this, and we sold it for $75. Everybody's favorite category is next. Adine is going to cover clothing.
Women's clothing. This one is already in a bag, so I don't have to embarrass myself to try to figure out what it was or how someone wears it. It's an Athleta dress, sold for $27.50. We have $4 into it. Athleta is not a super high-end brand, but it does really fast for us. This one took less than a week to sell. So first class will be about $4 to ship it. Express Jeans, one of the best brands that we resell. They just do really well for us, and they sell right around that $40 range. This is what these sold for. They're just a nice pair of Kingston men's jeans. Good size on them, pretty straightforward. $6 is what we paid for them. They sold for $40, $7.18 to ship them. And the last one, ladies, is this Victoria's Secret bikini bottom, right? Bikini bottom. Mm-hmm. Your butt goes in here, and then you go swimming. That's it. That's all I know. They sold for $25 with free shipping. We have $2.50 from our local thrift store. They're out the door Typically, we don't mess around with swimwear, especially used. But brand new with tags, of course, we'll always pick it up. So $2.50 into $25, $3 to ship them. Leaves us about a $12 to $15 net profit, which is perfectly fine. So we had a couple more Friday sales that we already packed and shipped on Friday because they were like early morning or midday and we wanted to get them to the customer as fast as possible. So I'll cover those real quickly. The first one is this Hamilton Beach sandwich maker. We've sold this thing several times now. We usually find them between $3 to $5. It's sold for $28 with free shipping. Out the door pretty quickly. These Patagonia hiking pants also sold. They have removable bottoms so you can turn them into shorts. Super lightweight, great for camping. And then a couple of pairs of shoes also sold on Friday. A pair of New Balances also sold. These were like all-terrain type shoes, super nice condition. I'll pop them up here. They sold for $35 free shipping. The last pair of shoes that sold were these Nike Air Jordans. Always a really great seller for us. We usually even have people on Instagram reaching out anytime they see that we have Jordans and we sell them directly. These ones sold for $40 the next day, which is awesome. Again, $6 into them. Now let's go over the numbers. Numbers. Please read the numbers to the audience and to me.
My pleasure. So our gross sales numbers across our selling platforms was $940. We also sold $378 at our garage sale. We did split that in half with Adin's dad though, because he brought a lot of stuff as well and sold a lot of stuff, and it was just easy for us to divide it as opposed to keeping track of who sold what.
Yeah, so we added that to our gross, and we do have a garage sale video. It's gonna come out tomorrow. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that. It's a pretty fun one. Some pretty good laughs in there, and we just had a good time getting rid of stuff for sure.
Yeah, so our profit from the garage sale was $189. So our gross sales was $1,129.
Which isn't really bad.
I mean, for not doing anything.
So consider the formula, right? We removed over 100 listings and added 0 listings since Thursday, and we still sold $940 online, and of course the local stuff, which is why we didn't work on our e-commerce business, because we need to, clear space, get rid of stuff. So that's like, honestly, like we didn't even keep, usually Mona and I every single day will do the numbers because we always want to know how did we do. And we didn't do that this weekend just because we were so busy, there was so much going on. So honestly, I had no idea until literally Mona just did the numbers. So
yeah.
Hey, we'll take it.
Yeah, I'm not mad about that.
I'll give you a high five for it.
Sure. I'll take a high five for it.
All right.
Our cost of goods for everything was $157, which is a very low cost of goods.
Yeah, so keep that in mind. If you're newer to this, that's one great way to increase your net profit is by keeping your cost of goods low. So if you have a small purchasing budget, if you have debt you're paying off, or if you're living paycheck to paycheck, whatever your circumstances, don't go spending hundreds of dollars to resell. Keep that cost of goods low. Garage sales, estate sales, day 2 or 3 when it's 50% off. Goodwill bins, etc.
Right.
Free stuff off the curb.
So shipping, weirdly enough, was the same as our cost of goods this week. It was $157.
Yeah.
Our fees, didn't forget the fees this time, was
We did it.
$132.
So for fees, we just average 14% because we sell on Poshmark, which is 20%. eBay is roughly around that 13%. Facebook is 5%. So what we do is we just do an average. So in this case, we did an average of 14%, which is pretty fair. Plus or minus $10. We're pretty close.
Yeah. So that our net before taxes was $683. And then we pay about $171 off of that for taxes, which left us with $512 in our pocket.
Yeah, that's not bad. Again, yeah.
Pretty standard.
Not bad for part-timers.
Not bad.
Yeah, it's time to get that up now that
Yes.
we're serious now.
It is time.
It is
for
time.
sure. So that was our rather slow weekend.
Yeah.
We hope there's still something in there that was new to you, something that you learned, something that provided value that you can go out and apply to your own resell or small business.
Yeah, and don't forget about those old listings. And again, keep your cost of goods down. That's how you're going to increase your net profit. Until next time, signing out, Adina and Monda.
Full-time
resellers.
Take care.
You guys take care. Bye-bye.